Hey yo guys, what's up and welcome back to Toe Tags Metal Reviews, and today we're getting our first impressions from the brand new album from Anaal Nathrakh titled Endarkenment. So Endarkenment's not brand new, it came out 2-3 weeks ago, October 2nd I think. We've been getting a lot of requests to review it. We reviewed A New Kind of Horror when that launched a couple years ago. It got 2 toe tags. We reacted to the first single video that came out of, was it a video or did we just listen to the song?
It was a video.
Yeah, for Endarkenment, the title track, and thought that was great. So we're fans of this band. Our hopes are pretty high for this album. You guys have said a lot of, great things about this album, so I'm expecting it to be great, and I'll be disappointed if it's not.
Yeah, the last album had a theme, a general war-based theme. I wonder if this one will follow suit with a different theme or if it's just going to be a collection of stuff. I'm really curious to find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out right now because we're gonna listen to it in its entirety for the first time. We'll be back to give you guys our first impressions. Okay, we're back. We listened to Endarkenment in its entirety, and I'll say that as an album, as a whole, for our first impressions, I did enjoy it. But this was one of those cases where an album started off really strong, and it kind of rode this strong wave for a while and then found this cliff that it didn't know was there and just went brrrr and nosedive. Because I'm looking at the scores of my songs and I got basically I'll just read my scores out. 9, 6, 7, 7, 3, 5, 6, 5, 4, 4. So according to my scores, the first at least 4 songs are much stronger and then the album just completely drops off after that. The reason for that mainly is I was writing the same notes for every song. It's fast, it's aggressive, it's got energy, there's vocal range, there's ferocity, there's all kinds of stuff, which is great, and I like that. But when it's in every single song, it's hard to really pick out what can I write about this song now that's unique, what can I write about this song that's unique, and it's really hard. Even though there were things about the songs that did sound unique and did stand out, I didn't know what they were half the time. Is that a guitar noise? What the fuck is that? I find these guys to be very avant-garde, where they're very experimental with the way they use their instruments. It's not just straightforward a lot of the times. Even in the voice, the guy does these weird screeches and these weird just.
There's lots of different stuff.
It sounds like he's good. It sounds good, but it sounds like a garbage disposal, but in a good way. That doesn't sound like I don't know.
What kind of good garbage disposal is there?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just I like the voice. I like the vocals, that's what I'm trying to say, but it just sounds like a bunch of gurgly, screechy nonsense, to be honest. But I don't mind it. I think it's, it's fine for me. But sometimes you're listening to going, what is he trying to do there? Is that even a voice? What's happening?
I think in regards to that, the issue with this album is that it's a bit sometimes too much of a wall of sound. And that comes into the mix as well. The drums are right in front. The guitars kind of take a back seat, and sometimes you really have to listen carefully if you want to hear what the riff is, because this album does have some pretty good riffs in it. Yeah. It's just sometimes you just hear a blast beat and that's it. You really have to pay close attention to hear the cool riff. And I feel like you shouldn't have to do that,
Yeah.
So the drums are a little bit overbearing in that sense. Obviously they're well performed, they sound really cool. But I honestly had a similar experience to you where it's starts off great and then just falls off the cliff. And the moment it fell off the cliff was track number 5, Beyond Words. Honestly, and when the song started, and both of us instantly thought, we've heard this before. Where have we heard this before? We looked through the tracks of the last record, New Kind of Horror, and found that The Reek of Fear is pretty much that song, again.
They pretty much reused the same riff and melody. Obviously, it's probably changed a little bit.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but
it sounds close enough that if they played it live, I'd be like, which song is this?
Yeah.
Is this Reek of Fear, or is this Beyond Words?
Yeah, Reek of Fear does, even then, have some unique spots to it that I think can make it stand out, in comparison to Beyond Words. But where the Reek of Fear has a few interesting things about it, Beyond Words is okay, take the Reek of Fear, take some of the interesting stuff out, all you have is a wall of sound and a few shots. Yeah. That's kind of it. So it's the song did not have that much substance. No. I feel like if you're listening to this band for the first time, that song might appeal to you a little bit more, but we've heard this band before. And the fact that, it's well, this almost the same song was on the last record. Why is it kind of a rehashed song?
Yeah,
doesn't really sit well.
What was your highest rated song?
It was kind of a tie actually between a few actually. Tracks.
Pick one.
Okay, if I'll pick one. We're gonna pick track number 4, I guess. I'll talk about that. Libidinous. A pig with cocks inside.
That's the title, by the way.
That's the full title.
I think that's rad. A pig with cocks in its eyes.
Which, you know, funny enough, there's an alternate album artwork for this album, which is literally a pig with cocks sticking out of its eyes. So I like how literal that song title is. Anyway, I really like the riff, and one thing I like about the song is that, and I'm pretty sure I made the same note for The Age of Starlight Ends, which is the track before, is that the pacing is different. You had a lot of fast, insane pacing for the first 2 tracks, and then they toned it down to give a dynamic, and that's one thing I liked, and that's one thing the rest of the album kind of struggled to do after that point. But
one thing I'll note about that song, Libidinous, A Pig with Cocks in Its Eyes, is that it was a lot more melodic driven. It took kind of a toned down approach and wasn't as ferocious as the rest of the songs. It did have its ferocity for sure, but it wasn't as crazy. The falsetto comes in on that song.
And the pre-chorus, I like that.
The dude has impeccable range. Yeah, as a whole, I think this album is pretty good, but it's got some downfalls. But we're gonna spend the week listening to it, and we'll be back in a week to give you guys our full and final review of Endarkenment. But that's it for the video, guys. So leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. I'm Vile Self.
I'm TV Fish.
We'll see you guys on the next one.